In today's video, we're going to be adding and subtracting numbers in scientific notation. So a lot of times when we write really big or really small numbers, we can't really fit them on the calculator screen. For the handheld calculators, maybe on a computer or on a cell phone you could, but not on a handheld calculator. So we need to know how to adapt the numbers and add them in or subtract them in scientific notation. And it also is going to give us good practice with exponents. So in the first problem, we have 4.5 times 10 to the 6 right here, plus 5.97 times 10 to the 6. Now, something you have to always be aware of is looking at the powers of 10. We have the 10 to the 6 here. We have 10 to the 6 here. Those are the same. As long as those are the same, we can then add the numbers out in front. 4.5 and 5.97. So I'm going to use my calculator. 4.5 plus 5.97 and get 10.47. For these, since they're the same, different than adding or multiplying and dividing, we're going to keep them. Okay, we're going to keep these. So it's going to be times 10 to the 6. It's an ugly times symbol, so we're going to erase it. All right, now look at that number. It's not in scientific notation, right? We got 2 spots before the decimal. We have to move this decimal over and adjust my exponent. So I'm going to move this over here and change it to 1.047 and adjust my exponent. So when I make this number smaller, this number gets bigger. So it's 1.047 times 10 to the 7th. Again, a common mistake is always remembering, put it in scientific notation at the end. All right, and that's your final answer. Let's look at the next one, number 3. Take a look, our powers of 10, they're the same. So it's going, our answer is going to have times 10 to the -4th, right? Or at least the next step of it is. And we're going to add the numbers out in front, right? 3.94 and 6.001. Add those together. You get 9.941. Now, this number is in scientific notation. There's only one digit, non-zero digit before the decimal, so then we would just leave it as is, and that's my final answer. Okay, so those are beautiful final answers with one digit before the decimal. All right, same thing goes with subtraction, guys. When you add or subtract, okay, no difference. You got to make sure the numbers out in front or the powers of 10 are the same, and then you would just subtract the numbers out in front. So, and then make sure it's in scientific notation. Because adding and subtracting are almost the same thing. Remember, subtracting is the same thing as adding a negative number. So the same rules are going to apply for adding and subtracting. All right. Let's look at number 5. Now, notice with number 5, we have powers of 10 that are not the same. So I have to adjust them, either one of them or both of them. I'm going to bring the 8 up to the 9. So in order to do that, in order to have them be the same, I have to add one here. Now remember, when I make this bigger, I have to make this front number smaller. So it's actually 0.399 times 10 to the 9th. Now you say, well, that's not in scientific notation. That's okay. It's okay to not be in scientific notation. Just our answer at the end has to be in scientific notation. But we're using the rules of what we learned of how to adjust the exponent, right? So we bring this decimal over to make this smaller. This has to get bigger, all right? Now they both have a power. I didn't want to do that. They both have a power of 10 to the 9th. So I know I'm going to have 10 to the 9th. Okay, add the numbers out in front. 1.68 plus 0.399. 2.079. So the front number is 079 when we add these numbers out in front. This number is in scientific notation. We don't have to adjust it. So that's my final answer. All right, number 7. We have 2.98 times 10 to the 6th and 5.3 times 10 to the 5th. Okay. What I'm going to do is, actually, I'm not going to do number 7. I'm going to do number 8. Okay, because this is a subtraction one, right? So here, 7.02 times 10 to the 12th and minus 9.37 times 10 to the 10th. Okay, this one, I have to catch this one up by 2, right? To get 10 to 12, you have to add 2. Now I can't just add 2 to the exponent. I got to move this over decimal over twice. 1, 2. So it's actually 0.0937 times 10 to the 12th. Now I have 10 to the 12th, 10 to the 12th. So my answer is going to have 10 to the 12th. I subtract, remember this is subtract, 7.02 and 0.0937. You get 6.9263. And there we go. We have a number in scientific notation, only one non-zero digit before the decimal. All right, so this one, when I had to increase by 2, I had to move the decimal over by 2. Let's look for another one. Ooh, negative numbers. All right, let's look at 10 here. 3.005 times 10 to the negative second. And negative minus 9 times 10 to the negative fourth. So I have to get this one to catch up to this one, right? In order for negative 4 to become negative 2, again, just like the last one, I have to add 2. Now, I can't just do that. I have to also move the decimal. 1, 2. So it's 0.09 times 10 to the negative 2. Now they both have a same power of 10. So they have 10 to the negative 2. It's going to be in the answer in the end. And we're subtracting these. Yep. 3.005. 3.005 minus 0.09. And it's 2.915. So when I subtract these numbers, you get, what was it again? 2.915. That's in scientific notation, right? One non-zero digit, all right? Word problems. Pretty much no different with the word problems. Oh, okay. Let's look at number 11 here. So it says the population of the United States is approximately that number. I'm not going to read it out loud. Canada's is that number. Bermuda's is that number. Mexico's is about that number. And Greenland's about that number. Determine the approximate population of North America. Okay. So it looks like we have to add all those numbers together and we have to adjust them all to get them in scientific notation. Okay. Man, okay. Here we go. So we have a power of 8 here, 7, 4, 8, 4. I'm going to have them all be the same and I'll have them all be 8. So that means for this one, so United States, right? I'm just going to write over here, US 3.189 times 10 to the 8th, right? That one's okay. All right. What else has a power to 8? Mexico. Okay. 1.223 times 10 to the 8th. Those are okay. All right. So I'm going to leave them over here. I'm going to fix Canada's. Right? Because, and I got to fix Canada's because I want that to be 8. So I got to add one here and move this decimal. So Canada is going to be 0.3516. Right? So I had to add one to the exponent and move the decimal. Bermuda's, ooh, I got to add 4 to get 8. So I have to move this decimal over 4 spots. 1, 2, 3, 4. So Bermuda is 0. How many spots there are? 1, 2, 3. 3 zeros. 1, 2, 3. 6, 5, 3, 3. This is going to be an ugly number. Times 10 to the 8th. And Greenland. I can't see Greenland. I'm right here, 4. So I got to do the same thing with Greenland. I got to add 4. So I get 10 to the 8th. You should have done that in green. And move this over 4 spots. 1, 2, 3, 4. So you get 0.000561 All right, look at this. All of them. I'm gonna highlight it. See if this works. Nope, that doesn't work. I thought the highlighter would work. All of these. Try this. There we go. All of these have a power of 10 to the 8th. So that's going to be in my final answer. I don't want to write it like that. Let me do this sky blue. All of them are going to be a 10 to the 8th. Then we add all the numbers out in front. 3.189 plus 1.223 plus 0.3516 plus 0.000653, and then plus 0.0005619. I'm not going to give you an evil one to do this like this on homework, all right? But this is a good challenging problem for the ones that want to master this. And you get 4.76. Let me write this. 4.7648152. We got one decimal, one non-zero digit before the decimal, and that would be my final answer. All right. So the important things here, guys, are making sure, first of all, they have the same exponent before you add the numbers out in front. Once you see they have the same exponent, powers of 10, you could add the numbers or subtract the numbers out in front. And then also, once you get your answer, you got to adjust it to put it in scientific notation at the end. Always make sure there's one non-zero digit before the decimal. All right, so that's it for today's video. Work on these problems, and if you have questions, please let me know. Thank you for watching, and good luck.